Welcome to Fintech Wins 2025, where we explore the practical stories behind modern fintech breakthroughs and what made them stick. Over the next slides, I'll walk you through several case studies that turn small product decisions into massive market outcomes, highlighting repeatable patterns you can learn from and apply to your own product or strategy. We started with a global pool of over 500 fintech ventures and filtered them down using three pragmatic lenses. Does the business solve a real, deep problem? Can it accelerate user adoption quickly? And is the revenue model durable and scalable? This slide shows that filtering process and why those three criteria reliably separate winners from the rest. Square's insight was simple but powerful. Micro merchants were shut out by expensive, complex terminals, so Square bundled a low-cost reader with transparent software. The slide shows how a $10 reader plus flat-rate pricing turned smartphones into registers, unlocking millions of sellers and proving that bundled hardware and software can unlock massive long-tail market volume. Stripe's breakthrough was making payments infrastructure feel like a developer tool. The slide illustrates how a tiny code integration, strong docs, baked-in security and modular infrastructure let teams launch checkout in hours. That developer-first approach scaled from startups to Fortune 500 platforms and shows how Aya's products win when reliability, documentation, and modularity are core from day one. M-Pesa demonstrates leapfrogging with simple, trusted networks. By combining SMS workflows and corner shop cash agents, the platform reached users without bank branches. The diagram highlights a mobile-first, agent-led mechanism that prioritized trust and accessibility over flashy features, leading to near-universal digital wallet adoption in its market and offering a clear lesson for emerging economies. Robinhood's growth story shows how zero-commission trading and free stock referrals drove viral user acquisition, bringing in millions of mostly first-time investors. The slide also warns that rapid growth without transparent monetization invites regulatory scrutiny, so frictionless UX must be balanced with clarity to maintain trust and long-term survival. Coinbase faced the twin challenges of crypto complexity and regulatory trust, and this slide shows how they abstracted private key complexity into familiar login flows with layered two-factor protection and ensured custody. Alongside that product work, they invested in educating both users and regulators, a dual effort that underpinned adoption and major valuation milestones. Klarna reinvented e-commerce cash flow by shifting credit risk away from shoppers with a pay-in-full button, which reduced cart abandonment and reframed short-term loans as convenience. The slide captures how risk-shifting, lifestyle positioning, and strong merchant partnerships produced measurable conversion gains and a psychological shift in consumer payment behavior. Brex attacked legacy lending that relied on historical FICO scores and missed pre-revenue startups by modeling real-time cash burn and issuing virtual cards in minutes. The slide shows how redefining risk with dynamic data unlocked corporate credit for fast-growing companies and expanded total addressable markets previously overlooked by traditional lenders. Revolut's strategy centered on solving a painful, high-fee FX problem at interbank rates to build initial trust, then cross-selling stacked services like crypto, stocks, savings and travel insurance into a single default wallet. The slide illustrates how anchoring on an urgent pain point and layering complementary services can drive rapid user growth and engagement. Plaid's value capture comes from building a normalized, permissioned data rail that lets fintech apps pull bank data without bespoke integrations. The visualization shows how a standardized API pipeline creates durable pick-and-shovel infrastructure, enabling broad ecosystem value capture that often outlives any individual application built on top of it. If you strip these case studies down to patterns, 6 consistent factors emerge. Focus on one visceral pain, abstract complexity for users, embed trust through transparency, monetize adjacent services, scale via network partners, and proactively educate regulators. This slide summarizes that fintech winning stack and why these elements repeat across successful ventures.